Hello, Interworld. Welcome back to the JD Videography series. I'm your host, JD, in the house. Episode 8 When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. So, some people have asked me, how did I get interested in dinosaurs? Well, my interest in dinosaurs started in prehistoric times. That is, the magazine, Prehistoric Times, which I began reading in 1987. I was probably introduced to dinosaurs even earlier, 1986, or even as early as 1985, with cartoons such as Denver, The Last Dinosaur, and Dinosaurs. In 1986, when I was in first grade, we had a field trip to the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, and I fell in love with the dinosaur exhibits. I had been to that museum at least twice more growing up. I don't know much about the national craze of the early 80s, but in the mid and late 80s, dinosaurs became very popular. As previously mentioned, dinosaur cartoons were highly prevalent, but when the live action dinosaurs hit the airwaves, the country went into dinomania, especially the catchphrase, Not the mama! Later on, Land of the Lost became another one of my favorite shows, and one of our weekend family shows. Since I was highly impressionable, I quickly developed an interest in this topic, so my parents indulged me. I had a fairly extensive collection of dinosaur figurines, which I no longer have. I don't actually know what happened to all of them. I also received several books and dinosaur encyclopedias, in addition to my Prehistoric Times subscription, which lasted from 1987 until roughly 1991. And coloring books. Lots and lots of coloring books. I also had a dinosaur themed Choose Your Own Adventure book, which really inspired me. I pursued other Choose Your Own Adventure books as well, but I'll save that for another video. The Don Bluth animated film, The Land Before Time, was one of the first movies I had seen in theaters, and I had frequently watched it on home media for years after. Learning was my passion. I took all the dinosaur information I gleaned from all my sources and compiled them into a fairly sophisticated database starting in 1988, furthering my data entry skills. I don't remember exactly when I wanted to have a career in paleontology, but by age 9, I thought that would be the career for me. Jurassic Park, the movie, was released in 1993, but a prerequisite to seeing the film was reading the book. So I read the entire book that summer and saw the film, which I thought was amazing. Sadly, none of the following films of that series could hold a candle to it. By 1992, at 12 years old, and deeply involved with video games, my interest in dinosaurs began to wane, but it wasn't until 1994 when dinosaurs became extinct in my life, after looking through the Occupational Outlook Handbook and finding that a paleontologist made woefully low income for someone of my level of intelligence. At least, at that time, I thought it was low. Thereafter, I had revisited dinosaurs, only infrequently. I have had a brief resurgence in interest of dinosaurs the last 2 years. In 2019, I had visited two dinosaur museums in China. The first in Changzhou, where I had been living at that time, and the other in Sichuan province, where I had lived before. And that pretty much sums up my interest in dinosaurs. So, the question on everyone's mind at this point is, what is my favorite dinosaur? Well, I have liked many different dinosaurs at different points in my life. But for now, I will say that the dinosaur I have been interested in for the longest time in my life is Protoceratops. Not entirely sure why. I first learned about it from prehistoric times, but otherwise it seems rather insignificant. Another dinosaur I had also been interested in, also from prehistoric times, was Tsingtaosaurus, whose Chinese name is Qingdaolong. I just thought it had an impossibly cool name, and a funny little unicorn-like horn on its nose. I didn't realize that it was a Chinese dinosaur when I first learned about it, and didn't really care. I didn't think there were any dinosaurs in China. It's not like dinosaurs have slanted eyes. I joke, of course. I was just really ignorant back then. Well, I was like 8 or 9, so multiculturalism was not really that high on my priorities. But I am happy to have seen the dinosaur when I visited the museum in Changzhou. Now, I live in its backyard. So, I hope you found this video insightful. If you like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you are so inclined, consider donating to my Patreon, link below. If you have any other topics you want me to discuss, leave it in the comments. Much appreciated, and see you next time.